you ever said or done something and then thought, why did I do that? Maybe you've snapped at someone, eaten something you didn't really want, or made a decision that didn't feel like you. If so, you're definitely not alone, because in those moments, it's not your logical, intelligent brain running the show, it's your emotional brain. Today, I want to explain what's really happening in your brain when you're stressed or reactive, and why it's so hard to think clearly or make good decisions in those moments. And once you understand this, it does change the way you see your reactions, and it becomes so much easier to calm yourself down instead of beating yourself up. So let's start with the basics. Your brain is made up of lots of different parts that work together, but for simplicity, God, I can't speak, I like to think of it as having two main systems, the emotional brain and the intelligent brain. And your emotional brain is the oldest part of your brain. It starts here at the back of your head, just from your brainstem upwards. And it's instinctive, fast, and always scanning for danger. Its job is to keep you safe, and it does that through your stress response. You've probably heard of fight, flight, or freeze. That's your emotional brain in action. It reacts before you even have time to think, because if there really was a lion in the room, you wouldn't want to stop and analyze the situation. You just need to run. The problem is that your emotional brain can't tell the difference between a real physical danger, like the lion, and something that just feels threatening, like an argument or a work deadline or an uncomfortable emotion. So it reacts the same way, sending out stress hormones and preparing your body to fight, flee, or freeze. I like to think of the amygdala, which sits deep inside the emotional brain, as your security guard or fire alarm. It's always on duty, watching out for potential threats. Now that's useful. If there's smoke, you want your fire alarm to go off. But what if the alarm kept going off every time you made toast? That's kind of what happens when we're under constant stress. Our security guard becomes overprotective. It starts to sound the alarm even when there isn't any real danger, just an email or a phone notification or a difficult thought. And when that alarm goes off, something really important happens. Your intelligent brain, the part of your brain responsible for logic, reasoning, problem solving, that temporarily shuts down. You literally lose access to your calm, rational thinking when your emotional brain takes over. And that's why in moments of stress, you can't think straight. It's not because you're weak or irrational, it's because your brain has switched into survival mode. The intelligent brain only comes back online after the alarm has settled. And that's when you can reflect, make sense of things, and think clearly again. The challenge for most of us is that modern life keeps that fire alarm ringing. Our nervous system isn't designed for constant low-level stress, and yet that's what so many people live with. Emails, traffic, pressure at work, worries about family finances, all those small triggers add up, and the emotional brain sees them as potential danger, so it always stays switched on. When it stays switched on for too long, we start to feel the effects: poor sleep, emotional eating, irritability, fatigue, or just feeling mentally foggy. These are signs your emotional brain is running the show and your intelligent brain can't get a word in. Here's the good news. Once you start to recognize that pattern, you can do something about it. The first step isn't to fight your reactions, it's to understand that they're protective. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you, it's trying to keep you safe. It's just a little overzealous. So instead of thinking, what's wrong with me? You can start asking, what might my emotional brain be trying to protect me from right now? That shift in perspective is powerful because compassion and awareness calm the emotional brain. And as the alarm quiets down, your intelligent brain can come back online. And that's when you can think clearly again, make balanced choices, and respond instead of react. This understanding forms the foundation for so much of the work I do with clients, whether it's helping them manage stress, stop emotional eating, or change unhelpful habits. Because when we can calm the emotional brain, the intelligent brain gets to lead again, and that's when change becomes possible. In the next video, we're going to take this a step further and talk about what happens when you don't feel stressed, but your body still is. We'll look at the hidden signs of stress and how to recognize when your alarm is quietly ringing in the background. So if that sounds helpful, make sure you subscribe and watch the next video in this series.